Wonderful. Welcome, everyone, to our E3 Parent Summit. We're really glad you're here with us today. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Anna Aguilar, and I'm one of three family liaisons here, along with Carrie Sipka and Shannon Eves, to support our families and staff at the Blue Ridge Academy. The purpose of our E3 Parent Summit is to engage with our families and equip them with practical resources that they can use and empower them to succeed on their journey in independent study with the Blue Ridge Academy. For our E3 Summit today, we will take a tour through our Parent Information Center with Sherry Armstrong and other online sites that we use as well with Jenny Andrews. Please note that this session will be recorded for future viewing on our Blue Ridge Academy Parent Information Center, which we'll be walking through today, along with our other previously recorded videos that can help support you, again, along your educational journey. A couple things to allow our session to run smoothly. We have a couple requests before we begin this presentation. If you can please turn off your cameras and mute your microphones during the presentation, that would be wonderful. The chat box will be available to if you have any questions and that you want us to answer, but then we will get to those questions at the end during our time of Q&A after our presenters have had done their part. And without further delay, I would like to introduce you to a wonderful HST if you haven't had a chance to meet her. This is Sherry Armstrong. Take it away, Sherry. I'm going to give you sharing privilege.
Hello, I am Sherry Armstrong. I am an HST here at Blue Ridge Academy, the best school in the world, I think. And I'm so happy to be sharing the Parent Information Center with you today. I was thinking about the goals of the E3 Summit, and Empower is one of them. And this site empowers parents. It really gives you all the information you need, almost all. HSTs are still a little bit important, but most of the information that you need is right here on the Parent Information Center. So I'm going to bring it up right now. Whoops, sorry, that's my email, but it is here somewhere. Here we go, Parent Information Site. Now, I know that every one of my emails and most HSTs in their emails under their signature in that signature block have the link to this site. So it's very easy to find. And the first time that you log on to the Parent Info site, you will create your password. It's gonna pop up. You're not gonna have a password, so you're gonna hit Forget Password and set that up, and then it's automatic after that. It's really easy. So you can see the way this is set up is basically down this left pane is all of the different categories that are represented here on the site. And I always forget, but right here at the top, of course, is that search bar. And that is golden because it's pretty easy to find what you need, but if you're looking for something specific, you can put it right into that search bar and find what you're looking for. So the main homepage right here just has some basic information. I love this. There's a video right at the beginning on how to sign your master agreement and kind of what's a little bit more what's involved in that. There is the link to get our Spiritware, which I know everybody loves that Spiritware. And then down at the bottom here is the calendar of events. So this is great. LP1 ends here, LP2 begins here. All of those things that can sometimes be easy to forget are right here. Office hours, different events that we have going on. And last but not least on this page, the Blue Ridge Bulletin, which I know goes out to everybody in their emails, but I often have families that say, oh, wait, I saw something in the Blue Ridge Bulletin, and they don't know how to get back to it. So it's just really easy. It's right here on this front page, home page of the Parent Info site. All right, I want to take a look through each of these and just highlight a couple of things that are really important. General information. There is everything that you would need when you're looking at the general questions that you have. If you just want to see our website, it's right here. The Parent Student Handbook, the Blue Ridge School Calendar. I know that that's something that families often want to refer to, and they can't remember where they kept it or where it was sent to them. The Mega Waiver Jot Form link. This is on so many pages of this parent info site. It's really easy to find. And I know that we fill these out in the beginning of the school year, and then great opportunities come up that we haven't signed a Mega Waiver for. So those are throughout. So anytime that you have services or in-person opportunities that you want to take advantage of, you have to sign a waiver for that. So you will find those right here on this general information site. Work permits, the parent portal, right here is that link that often parents lose where they're supposed to get to their parent portal to do their attendance. There's directions right here, how to do your attendance, how to do your HDC. Those are being collected right now, that household data that we have to collect every year. How-tos are right here. You'll find a lot of how-tos throughout the parent info site. Information on learning period meetings, what goes on, how often, how many, where you'll do that, either Zoom or in person. All of that information is in there. Here is a great page, the curriculum page. I know we choose our curriculum in the beginning, but sometimes that curriculum doesn't work out and you want to get back to that initial information so that you can take a look at other possibilities. So all of our flyers from the curriculum department are here, along with Q&As and the info session. There are recordings here that you can take a look at. I really want to point out this area right down here, these popular homeschool curriculum options. I don't think that these are used enough because they're just these great presentations that go over different curricula that our families are using and enjoying. And so it gives you basics, but it also gives you specific information for different curriculum. So even if you've got one that you like and you heard, oh, I heard something about Matthew C. What's that about? You can come to this presentation, get a little bit of information, and then click on the links that will take you to those websites. Let's see, next we have the enrichment section, which is a fantastic section. It has all the how-tos of ordering on Procurify and technology. And I love that it has these nice enrichment guidelines here, because often HSTs get questions about what's approved and what's not approved. And all of that information is right here. You can look for that. And when you get onto these presentations, they're very easy to navigate, gives you hyperlinks right here so you can get to the area that you want. Right here are approvable items and non-approvable items. So if you're thinking, oh, I want to get a trampoline with a bunch of sports equipment, and it's a great idea. Your kids will get a lot of physical education out of that. But here you can go right here to these approvable and non-approvable items and find out if that is going to go through or not. All right, if you're having problems logging in to Procurify, there's a survey right here. All you have to do is pull it up, answer a few questions, and somebody will help you with that. Wow, the Mega Waiver Jot form is right here again too. You will always be able to find that. There's something great right here called Amazon Bookshelf. This is something fairly new to Blue Ridge Academy, but it's a way of having a bunch of reading material together that can be used by an organization. So that's worth taking a look at. Student email setup. This is something that happens all the time. You decide to do some online curriculum and you have to use your student email and you're like, what was that? I can't remember. All of that information is right here under the enrichment tab under technology. Here is another great resource. This is our Blue Ridge Academy vendor list. Oh, there's a MegaWaver Jot form right there as well. Because as you're going through here and you're thinking, wow, these are such great ideas, and I did not put that on my MegaWaver Jot form. Well, there's another link right here. Here at the top is a vendor request. If you find a wonderful service that you think will be something you'd like to use your own educational funds on, or that you would like to make available to other students, you can fill out a quick little survey right there, just a few questions. But I love this vendor list. This is something that my families lose all the time. I send it to them and they're like, oh my gosh, where did that go? It's right here. I want to show you a couple things about this vendor list. It's really important to remember that you can search this vendor list very easily because these are a lot of vendors to go through. We have amazing resources here at this school, and the vendors is one thing we have too many to search. So you've got to narrow it down. You can click on any one of these columns to sort it. I like how it has the county column right here. Click on that column up at the top and right click and you can sort this. I like to sort it Z to A for Ventura County. So all of your Ventura County vendors are right there. You can search it by city if you'd prefer. The other great thing is if you hit Control F, this lovely little search bar comes up and I can say, I want surf lessons. So right there, it starts to highlight all of the surf lessons. And since I have Ventura County at the top, I can just click this little arrow and go through every instance of where surf lessons are available. Well, here's Makos. That's where I sent my son. And now here's Surf Happens. And there are many others. So this is just one way to utilize this vendor information sheet or spreadsheet so that you can get the most out of it. Now, a lot of people see this first page and they think it's fantastic, but take a look at these other tabs down here. There is one that is a suggested product vendor list. There is suggested enrichment field trip venues. So these are some ideas. If you're looking for field trips, you can order these and do a parent-led field trip by ordering these tickets on Procurify. And then the last one is fantastic. These are the memberships that are approvable through our enrichment department. Some of these are family approved passes. All of this is right here on this vendor spreadsheet. So please take a look at this and you will remember where it is because it's right here on your Parent Information Center. The lending library is fantastic. And HSTs are really pushing families to take a look at the lending library. We have so many resources there. The ordering system is right here. It's linked. You can just go straight to their website to order. And instructions and information. Here's a great document that you can read through that will help you navigate the site. They also have their calendar down here at the bottom with the different times that you can access them and different events that they have going on as well. And of course, the directions. The next tab is the testing page. This is going to give you all the information you need about STAR 360, about physical fitness testing, and about the state testing. So the parent information sessions are here. They're recorded. So you can take a look at what has been presented if you did get a chance to attend those sessions. Physical fitness, you're like, Does my student need to do this year? All the information is right here. And I really love down here on the SBAC, the Smarter Balanced Assessment area, there are those resources so that your students can practice state testing and they can get ready for state testing. It is all right here. There's also this section on the LPAC, which is for our English learners, and there is testing that goes along with that. So all of that can be accessed. Right here, we have our SPED and our pupil services. And this is one department with 2 tabs. So it looks a little bit the same, but if you're interested in what do we have available as far as services for your student who may not be a SPED student, right here, pupil services video will give you that information. And there's been a lot of talk this year about positive action. It's our social emotional curriculum that we are using this year as a school. There's information about that right here as well. If you're wondering what we offer to our special education students, there is some information right here that will give you more details. And there's also a little bit of information about referrals if you think that maybe your student might benefit from those services. The DLAC page gives a little bit of information about the committee for English language learning at our school. If you have a high school student, you know that there's a lot of resources that we have and a lot of questions that can come up in navigating high school. That is all right here. Graduation requirements, if you're thinking of sending your student to a college class, concurrent enrollment information is right here. The content specialist office hours, those content specialists are just sitting there waiting to help and tutor your high school student in all of the most important areas of core curriculum. Their office hours are here. They have various office hours throughout the week. So there's always a time that your high school student can get on and get some help with their direct classes. Our counselors information is here as well for guidance in what classes to be taken and going on into the future, making some decisions about future or just knowing what's available out there. The curriculum flyers specifically for high school are here. College and career, we have a lot of middle schoolers who want to take high school credit. So all of that information is right in here. Community connections is one of the most popular areas to go onto the parent information site because families want to get out there and do some in-person enrichment as well as our amazing virtual clubs. So there's a link to the virtual clubs here and a link to the community connection site where you can see everything that's going on and sign up for the things that you need to sign up for. Right here, you can get to our lovely family liaisons. These ladies are here for parents and families to help navigate homeschooling. So their information is right here and all of the different events that they have put on and recorded, you can get to all of those here, all of the E3 Parent Summits, the virtual vendor fair. There is that wonderful cover-to-cover parent book club that's going on. Amazing opportunities and resources, and this is where you find them. Information on field trips. There's another Mega Waiver job form. There's information on the school-led field trips and how you can purchase tickets for your own parent-led field trips as well. Yearly subscriptions. We have so much that is available to our families for free through these yearly subscriptions. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but I love this website that you can get to right from this page. You click on that you're a Blue Ridge family. And then it's going to give you a little bit of basic information. If it'll come up, there we go. And then you can go down and you can say, what is the grade level and what is available to my students? Here's grades 6 through 8 right here. And here is everything that is available for free for your students. And as you scroll down, it goes one by one, give you information about that curriculum that's available and account access as well. How do I get into BrainPop? It's all right here. So this makes it very easy to navigate a lot of information. We want as much as possible. We want as many of these resources as possible, but then it can get a little hard to navigate the information. So please take a look at those yearly subscriptions. Down here at the bottom is information about LCAP. This is our local accountability plan. I think I'm missing a letter in there, but if you're interested in being a part of kind of what guides our school, all of that information is right down here at the bottom. I skipped over resources because I want to go to this one last. This is amazing, and I think very few parents know that this is here. This is the California K through 12 digital resources that is made available by the state of California to every student in the state. Our family liaisons have put this into a nice, concise little page so that all this information is available for you when you are doing lessons. You've got Encyclopedia Britannica, teaching books, Gale, ProQuest. There is a ton of information here. Just as an example, if I were teaching a lesson about starfish and regeneration, I could click on Britannica and I would go down to pictures and videos and then click on animal and scroll down and look, there's a graphic you can just bring up on your phone, on your computer, to help your student understand what does regeneration mean. And maybe you want to read about the 4 main groups of reptiles. All of that kind of information is here. And that's just one little bit. There's fine arts, language arts. All of these resources are sitting here for you to help you as you're providing these learning opportunities to your students. So please remember that those resources are at your fingertips, ready for you to utilize them to find information, to know what the next steps are, but then also to literally do program delivery and teaching for your students. I hope I didn't go through that too fast. And I'll hang out and I'll be available for questions afterwards as well.
That was wonderful, Sherry. And I love the deep dive into the additional resources and stuff. You know, it's available and we just got to play around with it. And that's what I would recommend. Play around with the Parent Information Center. You can't break it. There's no way of doing that, but at least you'll get a better knowledge of that. So thank you for walking us through that as well. I'm going to continue to share my screen. Give me one moment. And I would like to share with you our next presenter. And we have Jenny Andrews with us. She is a teacher trainer. So she does a lot in teaching the HSTs that are out there today, working with our families. But in another area, she's here to walk with us and through some things that'll be helpful for you as a parent to look through the other resources that we have available outside of the Parent Information Center. So please, Jenny, take it away.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I wanted to go over with you some of the things that I do for keeping myself and my families organized. I don't know if any of you have heard of Symbaloo before, but it is a bookmarking website and it is the best. Basically, what I have done is taken a screenshot of my own personal Symbaloo, and you can see all the different, basically it's all the different links, the things that I go to on a consistent basis. So Anna, is it possible that I can share my screen?
Yes, let me stop sharing so that you can have access to that.
Okay,
I believe you have access.
I do. All right. Okay, so I thought it would be easier if I showed you a live version of how it works. So for example, you've got all these tiles on here. Symbaloo is free. You can pay to not have advertisements, but I'd have the advertisements. I don't want to pay for this. I don't mind the ads popping up. So something I go into all the time is the Parent Info Center. Actually, as an HST, I use it consistently. It's brilliant. This is the most awesome creation that Blue Ridge has put together for everyone. I highly recommend it. So I have in the bottom left my online logins for the online providers that my students use. In the bottom right are some of the yearly subscriptions I keep in here. One site that I used to go to when I was a teacher in a brick and mortar was GoNoodle. So I click onto GoNoodle and it will take me directly to the GoNoodle website. So I'm not having to look for websites. I'm not having to try and log into a bunch of places. Once you've put your login information in, it saves it. And so I can just hop in. It's very quick. So you have all these fabulous yearly subscriptions, and a lot of parents don't do anything with them because it can be completely overwhelming. You get so many, you don't even know where to start. We've got this great website that has been created. Create your password and your login, make the tile on Symbaloo, and then you can easily access it at any time. So it just takes a little bit of time just to set it up, but once it's set up, you're done. You can get into those yearly subscriptions fast. You don't have to think about it. You've got a nice little icon. Sometimes the icon will pop up. So you can see, you can label it yourself, you can color it, you can add a little picture to it. Anyway, strongly suggest Symbaloo. I really, really like it. I use it all the time, every day, all day. Great, great, great tool for keeping yourself organized for all of those websites you go to all the time. It's just a quick link, quick click, and you're there. So recommend it. All right, next slide. All right, so for those of you who are not too proficient in Google, yes, it's very overwhelming. There's loads of things you can do with Google. Don't get overwhelmed by it because there's really just a few simple things that my parents do with Google. One of them is utilizing the Google Drive, and the other is their students' Gmail. So if you go to, well, actually, just a quick tip, there's a tutorial on how to set up a Google account. I actually, coincidentally, I have one of the same links that I have given my parents. This guy is really good at explaining how to navigate Google. He's got lots of how-tos. This information is also in the Parent Info Center in the second category down, where it had, if I'm trying to remember what I'm clicking onto it on my Symbaloo very quickly. I'm hopping into the Parent Info Center super fast. It's one of the, it's under general information. And down at the bottom of, no, maybe it's home. I apologize. No, general information. Yeah, down at the reference links, if you click on to how-to links, there's a million tutorials on Google Drive, and how to navigate it. So if you go to the next slide, I can show you a little bit. If you go to the upper right, that we call it the gray waffle, and if you click onto that, it's going to pop. You're going to get different apps, different Google apps that pop up. And then Gmail is the one that, of course, we utilize here at Blue Ridge for our email addresses. The other one that you might access as a parent is the Drive. You might have a Google folder set up with your families already. Every one of my families has their own Google folder that we share, and it's where they upload their work samples. Very convenient. As an HST, I utilize the sheets to make spreadsheets. I utilize surveys to, or forms, it's called forms, to create surveys. So we use Google a lot. Okay, so I wanted to go over the Google folder and what you can do with a Google folder if you don't already utilize it with your HST. If you go to the next slide, you basically want to think of your Google folder as a file cabinet. It's just an old school file cabinet gone digital. So what I create for all of my families is a folder, TK through 8. In the upper left, you will see that there's folders within their folder. Inside is a folder for their curriculum, a folder for meeting notes, and a folder for their work samples. High school is the same, except I add in their IGPs. If you're not familiar what an IGP is, you'll know when your student gets into high school, and PE and elective logs. If you clicked on to the work samples, you'll see the next screenshot down has LP1 through LP8. And this is where my families upload all of their work, their students' work. So this past LP, my students uploaded, or their learning coach uploaded their work into the LP1 folder. Within my students' work sample folders, I have a copy of the I can statements that correlate with the student's grade. It's not required for them to check off the standards that they worked on during the LP or are continuing to work on, but I ask that my families do because it gives me information prior to the meeting to be able to look and see what they're working on, so I'm prepared for our meeting. And the same goes for the screenshot to the right for, it says HSMLP, that's High School Monthly Learning Plan. And each of my high school students, and it's not required, but I ask if they don't mind, marking 2 assignments that they've done per subject. That way, before our meeting, I can go in, I can see what they're working on, so I can start formulating my questions and preparing myself for our LP meeting. So if you want to give me sharing access again, I can hop in and show you live what a high school one looks like, which is the same as TK through 8. It just has a couple of extra folders in there. All right, so for curriculum and SAI, sometimes HSTs, we might have a SPED kiddo. And inside this folder, I'm going to put their SAI schedule. I'm going to put any syllabus or syllabi that the students are using, and any other curriculum is going to be listed within this folder. And the parent has access to this folder as well, so we share it. So nothing is kept from myself or from the parent. This is all shared. For meeting notes during the meeting, I created this a few years ago, and I take notes during our meeting. And then this, of course, is shared with the family, so they have access to it too. And at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, but at the bottom it says LP1 through LP8. So each LP gets a fresh sheet, and I just keep it organized that way. And then going back, work samples. This is where you can keep your students' work samples. So even if your family, or even if your HST doesn't have a Google folder for you, it's really, really nice to keep one for yourself. And then you can just throw all of your students' work in the work folder. And then when it's time to upload those work samples to your HST, they're all there and they're all convenient. And it keeps everything really, really super organized. Very easy. And that's pretty much what I do and what my families do to stay organized. But just like what we talked about before, that Parent Info Center, that is amazing. And that is your go-to for information. Okay, are there any questions?
I am going to I'm going to share my screen just so I can move. We talked about this, Jenny.
Yeah, that's the how-to video links that I went back into the Parent Info Center, and it's the second topic down. I think it's general information, and if you click onto that at the bottom, scroll to the bottom, it's reference links, and there's a document there for this document right here, the how-to links. Just click on it. It's amazing.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Sherry and Jenny. This was super informative. And Jenny, what I really appreciate is what you're showing the parents is how to get a better idea of maybe in the brain of our HST, what they're thinking, how they like to get things organized so that we can partner together and have these things ready for our HSTs when we have our meetings together. That way it's seamless and we know we have expectations and we understand our HST's expectations. Thank you so much. And just it's always really helpful to be able to visually see what it looks like, where I'm clicking, where I'm going at those times. So we will begin a time of Q&A. We have just a few people here with us today. We're really excited. If you have questions that you would like to ask, you are welcome at this time to use the raise hand emoji on your Zoom, or you can just unmute and just ask a question, but please let us know your name when you unmute yourself, and that way we can address you by name. That would be really helpful. Once again, thank you so much. And I will just open it up for a few minutes of Q&A if anyone has any questions. I actually have a question for the parents, if anyone would like to answer. Have you previewed the Parent Information Center, and what has been a useful place for you to go in that Parent Information Center that you have found helpful for yourself? Anyone is able to answer that question? Yes, Carolina.
Hi. So I use the concurrent information in the parent center, and also pretty much actually I went everywhere, and I found it really, really, really good because last year I didn't have access to it. Okay, so I have realized that there is a big difference having access to it versus not having it. Everything became so much more clear. So thank you for making it.
Thank you so much. It is. At this point, everyone should have access to it that is enrolled with our school and are able to utilize it. So thank you so much, Carolina. I really appreciate you giving us that comment. Yes.
There is one thing, I do not understand the lending library very good. So maybe that section could be improved a little.
Okay. For the lending library, are you aware that when you click on, it's going to lead you to their website, and their
Yes.
website has the resources of books that you can either search by name or author. Um, is there a specific area that you need support in?
So I think it's easy to use if I know what I'm looking for. But for example, when my daughter is in high school, so when it took a while to get my Spanish books.
Mm.
So if, for example, I'm generically looking for a textbook to use or books in Spanish to support her learning, that is not very obvious, right?
Mhm.
So unless I know the author or the title, I cannot really search comfortably.
Can
You
I
know what?
jump in real
Yes.
quick, Anna?
Mhm.
Yeah, I hear that specific situation you're talking about, and it's making me think of some other situations where there were some real specifics that were being sought. What I have found is emailing those lending librarians. They are happy to jump in and help with those things that are really specific. Sometimes it is hard to search for something when you know what you need, but you don't have all of the information. But they're very knowledgeable and helpful. So their contact information is on that page. Don't be shy. They're happy to get emails from families.
Thank you. That's actually a great idea. That's what I do in the library at my neighborhood. I always talk to the librarian.
Exactly. I was going to suggest, Carolina, if you want, you can also give them your phone number when you email them and say, I would prefer to talk with you over the phone, or maybe they can answer your email directly. So whichever works for you. They are wonderful, wonderful librarians. So always happy to assist.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Jessica Monroy, and I have two kiddos. One's in first grade and one's in TK. And my question is twofold. I got material from Timberdoodle, but I have like 7 books that are duplicates from the first box. And then there's still some on back order, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's still within the 30-day grace period. Is there any way I can get credit for that? Because I don't want to have like another set of a duplicate books for TK, because my first grader is not going to use them, and I don't have any younger ones. What can I do regarding that? Should I just send it back myself and pay for the postage, or how can I handle that?
Hi.
Hi.
So what you're gonna want to do is first let your HSD know and
Okay.
have them contact enrichment about a return form. They're gonna fill this form out and let enrichment know. You can also send enrichment an email letting them know the situation and put your teacher in the email as well. And they will try to handle that for you.
Oh, okay, perfect. I thought I handled it. Oh, and secondly, I wanted to ask you, I didn't receive, or maybe I'm wrong. For my TK, my son, I wanted to be able to receive like the TTR and Grammarly. Uh, I guess to be able to log in into the laptop. Would I have to create a new account myself? I guess I'm still a little vague on that process, because my Joel, my first grader, has all of that, but I'm trying to set up my little one because it's his first year in at Blue Ridge with all those accounts as well, like Brain Pop by Excel. I'm sorry, Brain Pop by Excel Junior I did, but Grammarly, TTR, I haven't yet, or California Library Britannica, which I want to use that resource, which you mentioned.
Yeah, so what you can do is go to the Parent Information Center.
Mm-hmm.
Go to what it's called is yearly subscription.
Okay.
That's what you're talking about. So go to that tab, and then it will guide you through. There was that one part where I brought up the presentation that's on there, and you can go to your grade level.
Okay.
And then it's going to take you to a little map. It's also, you scroll down, you're going to go to each of those yearly subscriptions like IXL and BrainPop.
Okay.
And up in the upper right-hand portion of each of those slides, it says account access. So it'll tell you how to gain access yourself, or it will tell you who you need to contact to get access.
Okay, because I was told by my HST that BrainPop Junior and IXL is something that she sends. And the California Library, you have to create an account yourself, literally. And then the other subscriptions that are TK through 8th grade, I would receive that information in the enrichment department. Is that correct, or should I just reach out to the enrichment department to get like the account or the password? I guess is
there is an email, and
Mhm.
it's yearly subscriptions at the Blue Ridge Academy.
Okay.
.com, and that goes specifically to the people that are on that team, and they can help you with that.
Okay, perfect.
And that resources page that I pointed out, where you mentioned Encyclopedia Britannica,
yes,
some of those resources have no login. You can just click on the icon and get in. Some
okay.
of them, I think it's Gale, a couple of them you do have to create a login, but when you click on the link, it will walk you through how to create your login.
Okay, I'll do all of that. Thank you so
And
much.
Grammarly is going to send your student email an email to join Grammarly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You're going to want to log into your student's email, and you should have one that says join Grammarly through your school, and you just follow the instructions. It's really easy.
Or I can reach the enrichment department, because I did check all my emails like to today in the morning, and I really haven't received that as of yet. That's why should I just I'll just go with that link. I'll also look at the other resources on how to do it myself.
And make sure
Right, yeah,
you're using your
you shouldn't get an
student
email. Sorry. Yeah, you won't get an email from Enrichment. Enrichment won't provide the yearly subscription passwords and information. Those are really just for when you're spending your enrichment funds and you're purchasing items. And that's when enrichment comes into play. So yeah, I would use that yearly subscription website or their email address. Otherwise, passwords can be provided by your HST, and they can assist you with that.
I'm putting the email address in the chat for you.
Thank you.
And you can find all of that on the information center.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's great. Any other questions that we have that we can support you with?
I'm all done. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jessica. See, this is good. We're here. We have HSTs. We have assistant directors. We have family liaisons. Like, we're all here. You have us all to yourself. So please take advantage of that and feel free to ask questions. Wonderful.
I just have one thing. I always forget that California TK-12 or K through 12 thing is available, and I'm like looking through it right now to use with my kids. It's so the Britannica stuff, it's so awesome. Every time I remember it's there, I'm like, oh, I need to use this.
Well, if there are no other further questions,
I have one more question. This is Jessica again. Sorry to bother you. I do have an extra laptop that was refurbished, excuse me, because the new one was sent to me, so we were able to set it up. That one works perfectly with the overhead camera. What would I need to do with the refurbished? Can I go in person and drop it off at the Lending Library, or how would I handle that?
Yes, if you're near one of the lending libraries, you can return it to one of those locations. And if not, you can give it to your HST and they can help you return it as well.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Are you nearby a library?
Well, not really, but I mean the San Dimas is okay. I mean, I just don't want to lose it and not lose it, but you know, I just want to
for sure.
Yeah.
You can also
the San Dimas location is where most of our technology comes through, so that would be the best location to return it to if you can.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
And if you can't, you can always email the help desk and they'll send you a little
Shipping
thing
label.
to mail it to them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to stop this recording just to make sure that we can